Hey everyone, and welcome back to Comic Studio. And we're searching for Scratch AY, and it's absolutely totally found here. So it's still anything about for other kinds of countries are probably using the Scratch AY. Sometimes that Scratch AY still exists anywhere today, but let's go in to get a little bit closer and look. But seeing the drafts like this won't be appearing like any time as well. Showing up some spoilers, and we're looking for some Scratch, and there it is. There is Scratch AY over here for some sort of like this, and it's right next to Blue Streak du Jorel, or the Blue Streak du Horel. And probably there must be more Scratch of anything as well. Sometimes there's a little bit more, but I'm unable to reach anyways for some sort of as possible. So that the Scratch AY is back in Comic Studio, and looks like there is even a little bit more of themselves as well. And especially the backgrounds have just finally came back, and it was probably the same as well, and just for another chance in another attempt. And there is even a little bit more things to do, but I certainly it was going to be for around like many same things have just come to do so. So, anyways, probably that I just making itself for one thing. But overall, that I just using for some kind of drafts, not even for real ones as well. Even that I added a 4GT, the Finmic missile, anything as well, like other kinds of cookies anyways, for some kind of like this. There's even more of them as well, such as the people like the Alfredo family. Even the green cookies like themselves would be it as well, including there must be for some kind of the clown cookies that they turned into from fairies into some kind of shadow milk style as anyways. The group of those guys as well, and there must be CJ Carl Johnson, Flash Century, and right next to Mark Robber, and probably there must be Dennis Daly over here, and especially there's another person over here. So another Scratch AY could be not anywhere as possible that indeedly to do. We don't want to show like anything as well, but only 3 of those things that I just totally posted out as well. So we wanted able to be added for some kind of like this, and there is Scratch stereotypes like anywhere it goes. So hopefully there's nothing any series like those things as well. And for some kind of the extras, well, weren't like anything before. So the default around of those Scratch is for some kind of cities and anywhere it goes. Probably on the streets and in the pipeline as well for some kind of this. I've already seen around of those Scratch Comic Studios. Scratch AY is back a while ago, and probably I already seen this a while ago, that came back from the abyss, but now goes to 2 Scratch Comic Studios, with now those 3 links could be for around here into the description. I might gonna be added something as well, but I still kept using crossovers itself. Not even there's one that I just could be able to using for the reference of the Battle for Dream Island. There is a lot of stuff to do that must be for so much for some kind of same sprites as well that I just already seen this. And now that comes from for the some kind of like this, and which means for some kind of other stuff and objects as well, and such as some kind of stores and anything as well for the free things like this. But there's no vehicles whatsoever, especially them must be that I just totally find out that where there's things as well. There are a few more, and a little bit for some kind of weapons, and such as the shotguns over here, and weapons everywhere for some kind of like this. And there's a little bit more, and for some kind of like these things, but not too much for no vehicles. And other kinds, there must be for a little bit for one thing, of course. There must be so much objects whatsoever, and the same backgrounds as whatever to do. And more stuff, like the books, and for some kind of tabs or anything it does. There must be food and stuff, and other kinds of weapons, and a little bit much more. For some kind of like this, there were weapons, and that featured the bomb called Fat Man over here. And one additional thing, and there is even more of them as well. And other kinds of things, foods and titles, whatever that wanted to do. So that all that make any sense as well. And that was probably everything that I just absolutely trying to find out. So there's more and a little bit stuff, pizzas, whenever that is going to be a whole lot of foods and kind of stuff. But we realize that we just absolutely find something a little bit for more interesting about here. There's stickmans like anywhere it does, and you might go in to be find something whenever you go to do as well. So that must be for some kind of multiple teams or some kind of like this anyways. So how am I going to be end of this video for somewhere, and we're going to find out. And for some user comics, this is not way too expensive as well, nothing cheaper as well. So I'm probably a little bit not interested for some sort of this, and there must be a lot of them as well. I'm gonna be seeing something as well for some more as well. And the last comic post was 13 days ago. This is kind of a little bit weird, and there must be a few more. And a few more is something as well. It was back in a month ago that I just didn't see something like anything great as well. So let's go back into the oldest as well. Wait a second. I'm probably not sure that we're going to find this out. Let's go to the oldest, when the first things that I just totally find out as well. But starting with here, starting in March 6, 2024, when the comic creator has been released, that things might going to be something a little bit crazy or something. So nothing back when I just try to find anything as something as well. So we're gonna look like anything as well that they just absolutely trying to have fun a little bit. So I'm just gonna get rid of the page like these things as well. Even for this, some kind of the internet videos that we probably going to find out. So the oldest videos is back in 2023. The first one is back in 2023, in April 1st, that the first day of April Fools. It won't be going to be for around here. It was back from 2 years ago. And then where the oldest things, like anything as well. The oldest comics around for the actual Scratch Comic Studio, and it comes back in February 28, 2023. It was back in for 2 years ago, before it since then. I have not already seen this as well, and there must be for a lot of things that I just trying to find out. So that was everything for this, a little bit of cringe of those things that won't be necessary. So I eventually added for some kind of vehicles instead of Jackson Storm over here, especially the cars like those things as the Skyline R32, the BMW M4, the bus from Equestria Girls, there's the Dodge Caravan, the Grand Caravan over here, the BMW M2, and the Ford GT versus the Lamborghini Huracan racing around here over some kind of time. Sometimes that I just probably add some kind of cars until I might gonna be added some kind of characters soon. But whenever I added cookies around as well for some kind of like this, you may not see the marble bread cookie between the Chevy Camaro ZL1 and the Project F for some kind of this, or some kind of Project 8, as the Jaguar Project 8 is right over here. It must be flying around for something as well. In the pipeline, there must be Cyborg Cookie, and even more stuff like themselves as well. You're already seeing for some kind of the toughest pancake guy over here right next to Maple Taffy and Street Urchin Cookie, including Carl Johnson from Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. And on to this one, I won't be taking a little bit for a while as well. And I wasn't able to be added for some stuff, but I just try to add it for something even later in the future as well. You may not see Ryder, Bugs Bunny, and Sweet Johnson, including the cars that I wasn't able to be added for some sort of like this. And in the showroom, that BTS cookies versus rappers like the gangsters have gonna be challenging in the game show that I would have possibly that I never meant to do this. So that will be anything as well for some kind of sidekick as well. All three links is going to be in description below, and that would be it as well. That in case is going to be taken down by something else in the future as well. So make sure the three links are going to be in the description below, and it was a limited time for one thing, for something like it else as well. And don't forget to browse something else for some kind of comics whenever you want to do inside of Comic Studio website. Thanks for watching and for all your support, and I'm going to be signing off, and I'll talk to you mini lads and Comic Studio users all later.